Hello everybody, I'm John, this is JP Strategic Investments, and today we're going to talk about everything you need to know about using TradingView. Now the main thing I'm going to talk about here is the main thing that TradingView is used for, which is charting and technical analysis for stocks and cryptocurrencies. But TradingView does offer a wide variety of other features that I do recommend you guys check out if you are going to use TradingView. And lastly, before I do get into how to use TradingView, one thing to keep in mind is that they do have a basic plan which is free that offers most of the features that you do need on TradingView. But it does limit some important things like the amount of indicators that you can use on a chart and the amount of alerts that you can use, which are something that I think is very important, and I'll get into that a little bit later in the video. If you guys do want to get one of the paid plans with TradingView, I do have a way for you guys to get $30 off your subscription, and I'll get into that a little bit later on in the video. Now, when you first open up TradingView, it will look something like this. It will probably be in light mode, which you can toggle on and off just by going to the icon here and toggling on and off light mode and dark mode. Personally, I prefer dark mode, but you can set it to whichever one you like. Now let's get into the charting features. If we click on the chart tab here, this will open up our main chart where you're going to do most of the work that you do on TradingView. Now the first thing I want to touch on here is that your chart might look a little different than mine if you're first opening up TradingView. And the way that you can change any of the display settings is clicking on this little gear here, and you can open up any of the settings within here. Now if you go to the appearance tab, this will allow you to change the background color, so yours might be set to white for default. If you like that, you can use that. Again, I kind of like the overall dark theme, so I'm going to use black, but you can change it to whatever color you would like. You can also determine whether or not you would like to use grid lines, things like that. If you go into the symbol tab here, you can also change even the color of the candles. I'm going to stick with just the standard green and red, but if you'd like to use any other colors, this is where you can change that from. Now, the first thing I want to do here is show you how to navigate and move around within this chart. Now, when you first open up TradingView, it will default to the crosshairs or cursor. That way you can go in and drag this chart just by clicking and dragging and moving everything around here. If you want to see more or less of the chart in one direction or another, you can also go down to this bottom bar here that shows the time period that you're looking at. And if you drag this in one direction or another, it will show you more or less of the chart. The same thing goes for the axis on the right here. You can do that to kind of shrink this down if you're looking at kind of more of a time period, or if you're stretching this out to look at a shorter period of time, you can drag this up to give you kind of a better view of what's really going on with the chart. Now, I'm going to go over the top tab here, and then we'll get into some of the tools that you can use. So up here on the left, we have the current symbol that you're looking at. So right now we're looking at Facebook stock, but you can change that to whatever stock you want. You just type it in here, and then it will show up on your chart. Next, we have the time frame that you're looking at. So this tells you basically what each candle represents, whether it's 1 day, 1 hour, 1 week. You can see you have everything from 1 second to 1 month that you can choose from. So if you're doing more day trading, you can use a shorter time period, or if you're trading long term or something like that, you can look at a longer term time period. Now, really quickly, if you guys don't understand what a candlestick chart is, how a candlestick chart works, I definitely recommend you check a video out that I just did that explains everything beginners need to know about reading a candlestick chart and really understanding what it represents. If you've never used a candlestick chart before, I really recommend it. It offers you much more information about what is going on with the stock than just a simple line chart, which actually you can toggle on and off from the next tab here, which allows you to change the type of chart you're looking at. So if you want to look at a line chart, you can do that. Again, personally, I recommend just the standard candlestick chart, but you can choose a variety of options from that tab. The next tab here is the compare tab, so you can add another stock or another symbol on top of this. If you have 2 stocks, for example, that you're trying to see if they're correlated in any way, this is a great feature that allows you to do that. The next tab here is the indicators tab. Now this is where you can add a variety of different indicators and strategies to your chart. You can see here I have a little RSI MFI strategy down here. I have a volume indicator, and then I have a variety of other indicators that I currently have hidden. Now, if you want to add a strategy, I'll just get rid of this Bollinger Band one to show you how to add one. You just click on this Indicators tab here, and I'm just going to type in Bollinger Band, and I can just add Bollinger Band right here. Now, you can see down here there's a variety of other strategies that you can use based on Bollinger Bands, and what these are, this public library, actually anyone who's on TradingView, the entire community who's using TradingView, can make their own strategies and write their own indicators and things like that. You can see there's a variety of ones that include RSI along with Bollinger Bands and Fibonacci ratios, things like that. So if you're interested in that, you can check those out. And you can actually also write your own custom strategies, and I'll show you how to do that in just a second. So if I just click on Bollinger Bands here, you can see that it automatically adds it to the chart behind me. And then if I want to adjust any of the settings for this indicator, I can do those from right here. I can toggle this on and off, the visibility of the strategy or the indicator. I can also adjust the settings. So say for example, I didn't want this middle line here. I could just uncheck this box, and now the middle line is gone. I can also just get rid of this or hide the visibility if I don't want to see it at the moment. Personally, I kind of like to keep my charts as clean as possible. I'll add different indicators and things like that when I want to see them, but it's really nice that you can toggle on and off the visibility like that. The next thing you can do here is add different financial indicators. So I have, for example, down here, indicators for when a stock has reported or is going to report earnings. Now, this is really helpful to me because if I'm looking at a stock and I see, for example, this big jump here, this big gap, instead of wondering, oh, what happened here, I can easily look down and say, oh, there was earnings there, so they probably beat earnings. And then I can go check out what those earnings were like. And now I have a much better understanding of this chart without having to do a ton of digging as to what happened on that particular day. The next one here is templates, and this basically offers you a variety of different pre-made charts that have different sets of indicators that work well together. So if you're new to trading or don't have a set strategy already, you can check out those. And next here we have the alerts tab. Now this is personally my favorite tab, and I would pay for TradingView just for this tab alone. So what this tab allows you to do is set alerts on a variety of different things within your chart. So you can see here if I'm looking at this chart and I see that maybe the 330 level is a pretty strong support and resistance level right now. So I want to know if the stock kind of dips below or crosses above that line. Well, I can actually go to this alert tab and I can set an alert for Facebook at the 330 level. And this will tell me when Facebook is crossing 330. And I can set it to tell me only once or every time it happens. And the awesome thing is that TradingView also has an app. And so what this means is that TradingView will send you an alert if you have the app on your phone to your phone. This is really great because if you're a part-time trader or investor, which I would imagine most of you guys watching this video are, if you're away from your desk, if you're around your house doing something out and about, at work, this allows you to get those alerts right then just on your phone, and you can quickly just jump onto TradingView or jump onto your trading platform, your brokerage, whatever you use, and you can make an adjustment, adjust your positions, make a trade just right there. And that way you don't have to be sitting at your computer all day. You can do a little research, sit down at your computer, set those alerts where you want them to be, and then that way you can go about your daily life, do whatever you're going to do, and you'll be alerted right when you need to make any trades you're going to make. The other cool thing about this alert tab is you can also set it based on lines that you've already drawn on the chart. So let's say, for example, I'm looking at this chart and I see a trend that I see happening, or a trend line, right? Maybe I'm going to draw kind of this line right here. And I can extend this line out as far as I want to. And then what I can do is I can click on that line and I can say add alert to that line. And that way, if the stock is trading and then it drops down here and crosses this line, I will get an alert. And if I have the app, I will get an alert on my phone. And that way I don't have to worry about trying to set alerts each day. Okay, where is it at right now? Okay, a week later, where is it at? I can just set an alert on this line, and that way, whenever it crosses that support, I get an alert and I'm ready to adjust my position or make a trade right there and right then. The next tab here, if we just get rid of this line, is another really cool tab, and this is the bar replay tab. And what this allows you to do is if I click on this bar replay and go anywhere on this chart, I can pick a point and it erases everything on the chart that's happened after that point. This way, what I can do is I can try and improve and practice my technical analysis. So I can maybe take some trend lines and maybe draw some possible trends that are going to happen and different things like that. And then I can hit the play button and watch the stock play out in front of me and see if my lines are correct, see if my technical analysis is correct. And if something does happen with the stock, let's say it breaks above my trend line or something like that, I can also just pause it and go, okay, how would I react? What would I do? What trades would I make? And then after I've decided what I would do, I can hit the play button again, let the stock play out, and see if I would have been successful. And this allows you to practice in a real life scenario without spending any money on real charts and real stock. So personally, I think this is a great tool, especially for investors who are looking to improve their technical analysis. Now, the next thing that we have over here, if we get out of the bar replay, is the chart layout. So if we look at the chart layout, you can actually divide the chart into a variety of other charts. You can look at two charts at one time. They can be separate stocks. They can be the same stock on a different time frame. So if I want to look at the 1 day on Facebook here, I can go over here and I can change this to Facebook as well. And then I can go and pick the 15-minute time frame for that, right? So I'm looking at the same stock on two different time frames. A lot of times if you're day trading or things like that, this can be very helpful. So let me get out of that. The next one we have here is just a portion to save your charts. So TradingView does auto save every several minutes or so, but if you've just done a lot of work and you want to make sure that it is saved, you can just click that, and then TradingView saves all of the work that you've done on any charts since the last auto save. The next one here I've already gone over. These are the settings. You can also expand the chart to full screen if you want, and you can take a snapshot or a screenshot of a particular chart. Let's say you've done a lot of drawings on a chart, maybe made some predictions, but you want to test some other strategies on that same chart. You can take a screenshot of it. That way you can erase what you have on the chart, but it's still saved. And finally up here you have the publish button, and this allows you to publish your ideas, your charts, things like that, and put them out to the broader TradingView community and get feedback on your strategies and analysis. Now let's get into some of the tools that you can use on TradingView. So as I mentioned before, when you're on the regular crosshairs, you can move this around. You can also change the crosshairs to a variety of other things like a dot or an arrow, things like that. This is the trend line button. So as you saw before, I used this to draw certain trend lines. If you see a trend happening in the stock, you can draw trend lines like that. You can also draw a variety of other different types of lines, horizontal lines, vertical lines, rays, channels, a variety of things like that. There are also hotkeys. So for example, Alt-H allows you to draw a horizontal line, and you can also set particular colors and styles for the different types of lines you're going to draw. The next one here is the pitchfork tool, and this kind of allows you to, if you see any sort of channel or trend happening with a stock, you can kind of draw this out and set a mid-range and a longer range. If you're doing some different types of option strategies, this can be really helpful if you're trying to keep a stock within a particular range. The next one here is the draw tool. This pretty self-explanatory, allows you to draw whatever you want on the chart. You can also draw it in a variety of different ways. You can use more straight lines, things like that. The next one here is the text tool. So if you want to write any text on your chart, you can do that. And then we have some preset pattern drawing tools. So if any of you guys are further into technical analysis, you know different patterns like head and shoulders, double top, things like that. You can use these kind of preset patterns like that. And there's also even more down here in the next one. The next tool we have here is the icon tool. This allows you to draw different types of things like arrows and other icons on your chart. You can change the size, you can spin them around, a variety of different things like that. The The next one we have here are the measure and zoom tools. So measure, you can measure out a particular point in time and it will tell you a variety of information like the bars, the percentage moved, things like that. The zoom tool allows you to zoom in on a particular area. Personally, I like to just use the axes right here and kind of drag those around, but if you want to zoom in on a particular area, you can use the zoom tool as well. The magnet tool is almost like turning on snap features. Basically what this will do is if you take a drawing, this will snap it to the nearest point, whether it be open, close, high, or low on the candle, or if it's a line chart, just the nearest point on the line chart. That way, if you're drawing things specifically around different time periods or things that have happened with the stock, it will allow you to just quickly and easily snap those to where you want them to go. The next tools here we have are lock drawing mode and lock all drawings. Basically, if you just want to do a bunch of drawings on a chart and you don't want to inadvertently move the chart around when you're drawing, you can click lock in drawing mode. If you're done drawing and you want to move the chart around without messing up any of your drawings, you can click the lock all drawings mode, and that way you can move this chart around without accidentally clicking on one of these lines and moving it like that. And finally, we have the hide all drawings tool. So if you want to hide all of the lines that you've drawn just to get a better idea or maybe look at a new strategy with a chart, you can do that. And then you can bring them back up. That way you don't have to completely delete them if you want to check out something else. And finally, if you do want to delete all of the drawings in your chart, you can just hit this trash can and it will get rid of all of the drawings on your chart. And finally, before we go, I just want to get into what we have over here on the right and underneath the chart. Basically, right now I have my watch list. You can add different stocks to your watch list if you want to, but you also have the option to show your alerts, different news about the stock you're currently looking at, different data for the stock you're currently looking at, and a variety of other things like the ideas in relation to this stock and things like that. On the bottom here, you have some other things. And by the way, if I didn't already mention it, you can adjust any of the size or settings on this chart as well. So on the bottom here, on the far right-hand side of the tabs, we have the trading panel. So if you do use a brokerage that can be integrated into TradingView, which you can check which brokerages those are on their website, you can easily integrate that and make trades directly from TradingView rather than having to build the strategy on TradingView and then go to your brokerage website or app and make the trade from there. The next thing we have is the strategy tester. This allows you to do certain things like back testing and things like that. The Pine editor, this is where, as I mentioned before, you can write your own script for different indicators and strategies that you want to use. So if you know how to code and you're familiar with things like that, you can use this tool to build custom indicators and custom strategies. Next, we have text notes. So if you are charting something and you want to make sure you remember something, you can write a note right in TradingView. And finally, we have the stock screener here. And this allows you to kind of screen stocks based on a variety of different parameters. For example, if you're looking at stocks with market caps, say below $1 billion, you can look at stocks particularly within those set of parameters. Now, as I said before, TradingView does have a basic plan that is free that offers you most of the features in TradingView that you're going to need to use. The main things, though, that it limits you on are the amount of indicators that you can have on your chart and the amount of alerts that you can use. And personally, I think these are very important things, especially the alerts. For any of you guys that are investing or trading part-time, personally, I think this feature pays for itself alone. I can't tell you how many times I've been away from my desk doing something else, and I get that alert and it allows me to get in or get out at the perfect time. Now, if you guys are looking to use TradingView and get one of the paid plans, I have a link in the description that you guys can use to get $30 off of your subscription. Now, that link is an affiliate link, so it does help out the channel if you guys do use that link. But just to show you guys that I'm not just in this for my personal gain, if you guys are watching this video around November or October, usually TradingView offers a 50% deal around Black Friday. So that deal is obviously much better than the $30 off I can get you by using that affiliate link. But if you guys aren't watching this video around that time and you do just want to get in, it's kind of a no-brainer to get $30 off of your subscription. You can do that by clicking the link below. So anyways, I hope you guys found this helpful. I hope that if you are new to TradingView, this kind of gives you everything you need to get started and to really understand what tools you can use and everything like that. If you did find this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button. And other than that, see you guys next time and have a great day.